Hey guys, today I decided to answer a question I got asked. What do I think about carb blockers? Carb blockers are molecules that inhibit enzymes that digest carbs. And the idea behind carb blockers is that if the enzymes that digest carbs are inhibited so they don't function anymore, the carbs can't be digested and then the people will take in fewer calories and lose weight. Sounds like an amazing idea, right? Well, it is important to note that not all enzymes that digest carbs are inhibited by the carb blockers. Carb blockers only inhibit amylases, which digest starch. So, if you eat carbs in form of simple sugars like fruits or sugary beverages or all kind of junk food that contains stable sugar like candies, lollies, ice cream or chocolate, then carb blockers won't be useful at all. And regarding starches like grains, legumes, bread, pasta, whatever, they aren't 100% efficient as well. So the enzymes, they are absolutely amazing. They evolved in the last hundreds of thousands of years and they're like really efficient machines. So even if you inhibit some enzymes in your digestive tract, the remaining ones, they are super fast. So it might take longer until you digest starch, and even the starches that can bypass your digestive enzymes that are inhibited, they will be probably digested by the gut bacteria. The gut bacteria usually digests fiber and transfers fiber into short-chain fatty acids that are taken up into our bodies. And the short-chain fatty acids have some calories as well. The scientists aren't even sure at the moment how many calories we can actually extract from fiber. It's about 1 to 2 or maybe even more calories per grams. It's definitely less than carbs. But if we now assume that the undigested starches will be digested by our gut bacteria, then there is a possibility that they will be treated as fibers. So we will still get some energy from it. So if I just make this really wild hypothesis, I would say that carb blockers can really help you maybe losing 25% of calories, but it's not like they will totally inhibit your carbohydrate digestion so that you can eat as much as you want. Well, now let's have a look at some human studies. There were a few studies performed on humans. It is a bit difficult to judge because they have shown mixed results. First of all, it depends on the type of carbohydrates the subjects ate and the carbohydrate content of the diet. Because if somebody follows a low-carb diet, there's no point to take carb blockers. And it was actually the case in one of the research studies, which doesn't really make sense, but well. So, some research studies have shown that carb blockers have a positive effect, so the people lose weight, and some of the research studies haven't shown any effect compared with the placebo group. It is important to note that participants in all studies were overweight or obese individuals, so you actually expect them to lose more weight because they have more weight to lose. And on average, in the research studies that had positive results, the participants lost maybe 1 kilogram a month, sometimes even following a low-calorie diet. And I think it's not really impressive, this result. So I think carb blockers aren't really an effective tool for weight loss, and one shouldn't take them like as a part of the weight loss diet. Especially if you consider that a weight loss diet shouldn't be centered around starches. There are other important foods or like nutrients you should ideally eat. A weight loss diet should be more centered about vegetables and nutrient-dense food because it's satiating and you should get enough like vitamins and minerals. Also, sufficient protein intake is important and sufficient fat intake, especially essential fatty acids. That's why I don't really see lots of place for starches in a weight loss diet. Maybe potatoes are an exception because potatoes have a pretty high satiating profile and they have also some nutrients. It might apply also for other starchy vegetables, but there's no real research on this topic, so it's actually just my assumption. So, when to use carb blockers? I think one could then use as a tool for some social events. Imagine you're on a weight loss diet. In this case, even a meal out with friends or someone's birthday or a dinner with your family can actually throw you out and slow down your progress. Then it can actually make sense to take carb blockers if you eat the right things. Okay, first of all, you should focus on vegetables and protein just to increase satiety, ideally high fiber vegetables. And then on the second place, I would start choosing maybe starchy foods, ideally potatoes, but not in the form of potato chips or crisps, for example, because during such a meal, it would be important also to reduce fat intake and sugar intake. Because carb blockers, they aren't effective when it comes to sugar, and reducing fat intake during a meal out is just, a good idea how you could reduce calories. I hope this video was useful, and if you have any questions or any ideas what topics I should review, just comment below and let me know. And see you in my next video.